All right, welcome to this video series on doing a book review on Rapid Chess Improvement by Michael De La Maza. And you may be wondering, well, if you haven't heard of that book, like what is that book and why do I want to look at it? Well, I'll gonna break this into a bunch of different videos actually, and look at the different components of the book and what we may be able to take as adult chess improvers and see if there's any or all of this book that we may want to incorporate into a chess improvement process. So I figured this first video will be really short. I'll just kind of give a background on who Michael De La Maza was and why he wrote this book. And then we'll get into, the different parts of the book and just the analysis of what he was trying to do. But Michael De La Maza was actually one of the adult improvers who experienced the most gain of any adult improver ever. And after he did that, he wrote a book. So just a little bit about him. So he was an MIT graduate that was an engineering student. He got a PhD and an undergraduate degree in engineering and computer science. And he was frustrated that he wasn't strong at chess. He was around 1400 USCF. And he was kind of frustrated with the instruction that was available. And so he came up with his own training program. And his goal was to get to go from a weak club player to a strong club player as quickly as he possibly could and as efficiently. And that kind of makes sense. That's kind of what engineers do, is they try to come up with efficient processes. And that's what kind of piqued my interest to revisit this book. And I read the entire book this time. And what made me look at this was this recent Hans Niemann controversy, who was another person who improved tremendously as an adult. And that made me think of Michael De La Maza. So one thing about Michael is that he's extremely determined, focused, and hardworking. I ended up watching a couple of YouTube videos with him in there. And this guy is not afraid to work. So his stuff in his book is not for people who don't really want to bust their ass. And I watched one video where he was talking about was talking about a debate team he was on in high school and how he dumped his one teammate partner for another one because the guy the original one wasn't willing to work over the summer. And one thing about Michael De La Maza is he actually, after he reached the 2000 mark, he went on to, he gave up chess and he went on to found a company that ended up being sold to Oracle. So I'm sure he's a multimillionaire. And so he went on to things other than chess. But another thing that makes me find him interesting is that he's independent and confident. So like I said, he wasn't impressed with the current instructional material available at that time. And so he was not afraid to challenge the people that were commonly seen as the gurus of chess at that time. And that is something we'll touch on as we go through future videos. And then another thing I found interesting with him is that his goal is to beat his opponent. He just wanted to get to a strong club level rating. He wanted to get to like 2000. And so his process that he came up with, his program, is based on beating his opponent. It's not based on beating a grandmaster. It's not based on going from IM to GM. It's not based on, playing a game and getting the smallest average center pawn loss or the highest computer rating. It's just to beat whoever you're playing. And in his case, he figured he has to just be able to beat people under 2000 to become 2000. And so he ended up developing his own chess improvement program. And so we'll just wrap this up, just this introduction on who he was, and then we'll get into like what he actually came up with. But I wanted to show a graph of his USCF chess rating. Now, this is USCF ratings, not FIDE ratings, but you can see over a period of about 2 years, he went up 700 points. And that's like impressive by any measure. And it's even more impressive that he did this in his upper 20s. I believe he was maybe 31 when he got up above 2000. And at this point here, where he crossed 2000, he was in the upper 1900s and went up to 2041 on his final tournament. He actually won the 2001 World Open under 2000 section, or amateur section, or I guess it'd be club section. So because of his rapid improvement, because of the fact that he's this engineer that likes to break down processes, because he's not afraid of hard work, and he put all of what he did, exactly what he did, in this book, I thought it would be worth visiting and then trying to just form my own opinion on whether I think these processes that he came up with would be good to incorporate in my own path to improvement as an adult improver. So, next video, there'll be a series of videos that I'm going to do on this. We'll start digging into the actual book and his process and the conclusions that he came to. And I think there's actually some really interesting things that he comes up with. So we'll see you in the next video.